മാറനുണ്ട് മോരും വെള്ളം പോയതെന്റെ ചോര നീരും തമ്പുരാനെ ക്ഷമിക്കണേ ഇത് എന്റെ തെറ്റ് തന്നെ പഠിത്തത്തിലുഴപ്പനാണെങ്കിലും ഞാൻ ശുദ്ധനാണ് തെറ്റ് പറ്റിപ്പോയി ഇവിടെ വന്ന് പെട്ടുപോയതാണ്.
So the question is, would you give up pizza to stop rape and why so? What's your answer?
Why only pizza? We have.
It's just a conversation starter. But did you understand the question?
Yeah.
What do you think it means?
Like one pizza money can save a person.
I'm not talking about money at all.
It's nothing but you're saying, can you give up pizza to stop rape?
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely we can do that.
Yeah.
Because rape is something that we don't want it to happen anymore.
Okay.
See, it's already here. In a day, we nearly hear in talking about just a city, just even speaking about a city,
Yeah.
it's like we can hear like we have someone raped there, someone there. Like at least in a day, as if I know it's like 4 to 5 cases in a city or like that. Huh? But see, giving up pizza for that thing, that is really a good cause.
Okay.
So we feel.
What's your name?
Karuna.
So, Karuna.
Karuna.
Yeah. So, Karuna, I think we all would agree that rape is an immoral thing to happen to anyone.
Yes, that is.
It's bad.
Yeah, it is.
What makes it bad?
See, when you just beat a person, it really hurts him. Simply you go and beat a person without any knowledge of his, and he doesn't do anything. He haven't did anything to you, and you go and beat him. That is really a bad thing. And something like this is more than beating.
Okay.
So it is really not a good thing.
Okay. So, if I'm trying to understand the example that you gave, I think you're trying to say there is an element of physical abuse.
Yes.
There's an
Yes.
element of mental trauma, psychological trauma.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you also say that when it comes to rape, there's no consent involved? No consent as in there was no permission from that person to do it.
No, it's not only about the permission. If
Yeah.
it is permission and it's
Yeah.
both of them, that's not at all the rape. But
Yeah.
the word that means somebody is abusing someone without their without them okay with the thing.
Yeah, that is what
That is
consent
really, that is really a bad.
Yeah, so to summarize why rape was bad is there is lack of consent, there's physical abuse, and there's a very long-term mental trauma.
Yes, it is.
Would you wish that pain upon anyone, Karuna?
No, not at all.
In any circumstance?
Not at all.
Would you ever justify that?
Even for my enemy, this shouldn't happen. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, let me give you one hypothetical situation, okay? Where a person is about to rape someone. And before that happens, you had a chance to talk to the potential rapist. Okay? I assure you, in this hypothetical, this potential rapist will listen to you. They'll listen to your logic and reasoning. If your logic is good, if your reasoning is on point, they would never rape anyone. What would you tell them?
Firstly, I would go approach them and speak what I feel about it.
Yeah.
See, when you go to a person and you abuse them and you do this thing, from that moment they will not be that person again. They don't want to leave anymore.
Okay.
They don't want to stay. They don't want to be alive anymore. So, do you want to do that thing for a person? Why is that so? If you are so into this, you just go away to some other places where these all things happen. Why do you want to go and do a person and you just want to ruin his life or her life?
So Karuna, let me answer from their perspective. They tell you the reason why they do it. It's not that they wanted to hurt someone. It's not that they wanted to traumatize someone. They just wanted the sexual pleasure out of it. Hear me out. They were valuing their pleasure. The consequence of them seeking that pleasure is that the victim is traumatized. This was the reasoning. So what would you tell them?
I see from your perspective, you're speaking about your thoughts,
Yeah.
right? You are saying like this, but is the opposite person okay with that? You know,
Of
right?
course
That
not.
you know that person is not okay with what you are going to do with that person, and still you want to do it. Why is that so? You can just go to some other places where they are okay with that, and they're.
Are you talking about to go to sex workers?
Yeah, because see, the thing is, he is going to some person and he's forcing them for that,
Or she?
or she.
No, but here's the thing that you shouldn't rape someone just because an alternative option is available is not the reason,
It's
right?
not like, because that person is already into this. I just can't change his mind just by my words. That's truly not.
But as I said, in this hypothetical, they will listen to logic and reasoning. And if your logic is good, they would never do it. I already gave that to you in hypothetical, okay? But let's say they listen to you and they agree, Karuna, that traumatizing someone does not seem right because, again, they wouldn't want to live. But, okay, in that case, I wouldn't rape anyone, they say. And now they want to question you about a few things, okay? They ask you that, Karuna, humans have been raping for thousands of years. Why is that you want us to stop now?
See, it's already everybody knows that this is not a good thing, and it obviously hurts other person mentally and physically. And it from the start only, it's like nobody supports this. Everybody opposes this, but it's not like now we are stopping it. From the start, when it is known to the society, it's like, no, we'll stop it. This shouldn't happen. That's happening. It's not like now we are stopping it. Now we have started. No, we should stop it. We should like do some protest and all for that. It's not now. It's been happening.
And what if they say that, Karuna, you were talking about number of rape cases just in the city per day is like 4 to 5. Clearly in the world it's way too many number of rape cases, right? What if they say that me raping or not raping, me stopping to rape, would it even make a difference? How would you reply to that?
See, one person stopping it doesn't make a difference, but one by one doing it makes a difference. One person is stopping it and he goes to some other person and say that, he'll obviously know some other person who is doing it, and he goes and say to them, and he goes to and say to them, that really helps.
Karuna, in this hypothetical, it was one potential rapist, it was one potential rape victim, and you were speaking to one potential rapist, okay? Do you think them stopping or not stopping would make a difference to that potential victim? It wouldn't. If you change their mind, this potential victim would never become a victim, right? Because of this person. Will it make a difference to the person who was going to get raped?
Yeah, it will make a difference. At least they'll be saved.
So even if the whole world does not change, it would mean a hell lot for this person, right? Okay. What if they listen to you and they agree that traumatizing someone for the rest of their life is bad, and they tell you that, Karuna, instead of raping them, I would just murder them instead. And their reason is because once you are dead, there's no element of trauma. This person would be free of the trauma.
The thing is, you are going to do this, you are going to rape them, and you are putting them physically and mentally unstable, and you are making, even if they are alive, you are making them dead, and now you are asking, you'll give some second option and you'll murder them, and their existence will really not be there. So that doesn't make a sense. So, this option only doesn't make.
So Karuna, what happened is, do you agree that once the person is dead, they cannot suffer mentally?
They can.
Once the person is dead, will the victim suffer mentally?
Yeah.
After dying? After dying?
Those things I don't like. They say the soul still be
What if this
alive.
person doesn't believe in souls? Would it then be okay to kill them? No, right?
No.
Because this person values their existence. You have no right to kill that person?
No, nobody has any right to kill anyone.
Okay.
That is true.
Okay. So in that case, let's say this person listens to you and they agree that, hey, raping a human is bad, killing a human is bad. In that case, I will rape an animal instead.
See,
would you be okay with that?
No, not at all.
Do you think that's also wrong?
That is also a wrong
Why
thing.
is that wrong?
See, already we humans, knowing all these things, we can talk, we can understand feelings and all, but still we do so much of harm to the society and all. We harm our earth, that is true, and that animals, they can't even speak, they don't understand, but still they don't do any harm, and you want to go for them also, and you want to hurt them too. It's not really good.
So remember the 3 reasons why we discussed rape was immoral? Lack of consent, physical abuse, and mental trauma.
Yes.
Do you think that also applies to animals?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So would you say raping an animal is cruel?
It is.
Okay. What does cruelty mean to you?
See, when you know that, knowing or unknowingly if you're hurting a person, and if you get to know, you can go and you'll just go and justify and you'll do this. You'll say sorry or something like that. But when you know and intentionally you go and hurt a person, that is really a cruel thing.
Well, you are giving me an example of what is cruelty. I'm asking you, what does cruelty mean?
Cruelty means behaving in a abnormal way, like behaving in such a way that you hurt people.
Hurting people, basically.
Hurting.
Okay. So I sort of agree with you, not completely, and I'll tell you why. You see these piercing, right? When I got this piercing done, it hurt me for some time. Would you say because it hurt me, that's why this piercing was cruel?
No. I don't
Why not?
mean that. Because it was your personal thing and you just wanted to have that. So even if that is hurting for you, you will be okay with it.
Because I asked for that pain. Yeah, I
Huh.
consented for that pain.
Yeah.
That's why we wouldn't call it cruel.
Yes.
Right? So the definition of cruelty would be slightly changed.
Yes.
That instead of hurting someone, hurting them without them consenting for it. Would you call that as cruel?
Yes. No, me matadu.
So would you say in that case you would call it cruel if they did not give permission for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Let me give you one more example, okay? You know, vehicles are coming on the street. Yeah? Now imagine a car is coming and it's about to hit someone. Yeah? But before the car runs over this person, what I do is I go and push that person away so the car does not run over them. Did I have the consent of that person before pushing them? No. When I push them, would it hurt them? Probably. Would you
But
say that
were,
is cruel?
You were having some good intention and you were doing that. So at least after that incident, that person will understand and he'll be okay with that.
So, them being okay or not, would you say that intentions also matter?
Yes, that do.
So when the consent cannot be given, we look at what was the intention, what it would have done to the receiver of it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So now I think we are on the same page when it comes to the meaning of cruelty.
Yes.
When you apply this definition of cruelty to the act of humans raping an animal, would you say it is definitely cruel?
Yes, it is.
Would you say it is an example of animal cruelty?
Yes.
Animal cruelty would be being cruel towards animals.
Towards?
Animals.
Huh.
Humans being cruel towards animals. Yeah?
Yeah.
So would you say it's animal cruelty?
Yeah, towards animals it is animal cruelty, yes.
Would you say raping an animal, which you said is an example
It's
of
a-
animal cruelty? Would you say are you against animal cruelty?
Yes, I am against it.
Can you give me a few examples of animal cruelty that you are against?
See, some people when they are in a hurry, they don't see if there is some animal passing by or not. They'll just go by it.
Okay.
It just happened in our hometown also when my friend had called me. He was like somewhere near the footpath, and when he saw there some auto rickshaw, it went upon some little puppy, and that little puppy's the neck, it was totally broken, and at this spot it was dead.
He
So,
watched it.
Yeah. So seeing these things, what was so hurry? He could have seen it and he could have been slow, right? These things.
Okay. Can you give me any other example of animal cruelty? Perhaps think of something which does not involve.
Fur and all.
Okay.
They hunt animals.
Okay. So why is that cruel to hunt an animal?
They are living their life by themselves. They are not hurting us. See, when some wild animal is coming into the city, that happens when they don't have their shelter. We are cutting down of trees and we are taking their home. Then obviously they'll come to our home. So these things happen.
I agree with you that I think that taking fur is also cruel. Now let me give you a few examples of animal cruelty. You let me know if you agree or disagree with it. Okay? What do you think about enslaving animals? To take someone as your slave.
Enslaving.
Yeah.
That is a cruel thing. I
Yeah.
agree.
So I'll tell you what I mean by that. Enslaving animals happens in 3 different domains. One is for the purpose of entertainment. I'm talking about zoos, not national parks or safaris. I'm talking about zoos, circuses, aquariums, horse riding, dog fighting, bullfighting, jallikattu, breeding of pets.
Yeah.
Would you say all of them are cruel?
Yeah, they are.
We are taking away their freedom, right?
Yes, we are.
We are using their bodies for our entertainment. What do you think about when we enslave animals, when we take away their freedom to use them for transportation?
That is also a cruel thing.
Yeah. What I mean by that, I'm talking about horses, donkeys, camels, bulls, elephants. Do you think that is also cruel?
Yes, it is.
Or can we justify that saying that these animals are strong, so it was okay to force them to carry the load?
But we have an alternative option for that.
Okay. And if we did not have that alternative option, would it be okay to take their freedom?
No, it was not.
It would never be okay, right?
No, it would never.
Okay. What about when we enslave animals to test upon them?
That is really a bad thing.
Testing upon animals
Yeah.
would be for drugs, would be for cosmetics.
I had seen this reel
Yeah.
past one day back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are checking upon the rabbits, they are checking upon the pigs for cosmetics and all. This is really a bad thing.
Okay.
Seeing those photos only, we feel so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how they are okay with doing it.
But more importantly, do you think that animal care should be going through that?
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah. So that would be enslaving animals in these three categories. Another place where animal cruelty I think happens is in the name of fashion. You gave one example of fur, but I'll tell you the other things as well. Using animal skin for leather, using silk, using wool, using fur, and using feathers. Would you say all of them are cruel?
Yeah, it is.
Leather, silk,
Silk.
wool, fur, and feathers. All five of them?
Yes.
What do you think about using animals in the name of food choices?
It's also a bad thing, but people, the non-vegetarians do it.
Yeah. So when we use the word like non-vegetarian, what we are referring to is a murdered, mutilated, innocent animal, right?
Yes.
We reduce that animal to a food product, even though they wanted to live their life.
Yes.
Do you think that animal cares what is your reason to kill them? They want to live their life, right?
Yes, they want.
So you hunt them for their teeth, you hunt them for their skin, you hunt them for their flesh. Killing an animal would always be cruel that way?
Yes.
Alright. So how do you think that pizza and rape are related?
I just wanted to ask you this.
Yeah.
What was the reason
So
you kept...
how do you think pizza and rape are related?
See, pizza is a thing with nowadays everybody likes it. You
Okay.
ask what is your favorite food, they don't say my mom made chapati, my grandmother's made food. They don't say that. They say I like burger, I like pizza.
Okay.
Most of them I have heard like
Sure.
this. So maybe that was the reason you kept pizza.
But then how is it linked to rape? What's the direct connection between pizza and rape? Think of the ingredients of that pizza.
The dough,
Okay, that's not
the sauce,
the... No.
the toppings,
Okay. Which toppings?
mozzarella cheese, veggies,
So I'll
mushrooms, non-veggies.
tell you what the ingredient is. It's the cheese.
Cheese.
How is cheese linked with rape? Okay, where do we get that cheese from?
Milk.
Where do we get it from?
Cow.
Okay, cows or buffaloes, right?
Buffaloes.
Are these the only animals who will produce milk?
No.
Which are the other animals which produces milk?
The goat.
Okay,
Sheep. No.
okay. Who else?
The humans.
Humans also, right?
Ah.
And when do you think any mammal would produce milk?
When they give a birth to baby.
Sure. But in order to give birth, so that this mother can start producing milk, she needs to be reproducing, right?
Ah.
Do you think we wait for these cows, these buffaloes to reproduce naturally?
Yes.
We wait for that?
No.
So how are they getting pregnant, Karuna?
That is also they breed and all.
So you are not aware of that process, right?
No.
So what we do is called artificial insemination. Okay. Have you heard about that word before?
No.
So artificial insemination, it's not something that is exclusive to animals. It also happens in humans as well. Yeah. But unlike humans, in humans will give consent for it. Animals, can they give consent for this? No. So what we do is we require sperm, which we get from the bull, by giving the bull electric shocks
Oh my god.
on his testicles to force him to ejaculate. We collect the sperm of the bull, then we turn to the female cattle, the buffaloes, the cows. The dairy farmer will shove his hand in their anus, elbow to shoulder deep. Okay? He will take a metal rod this big, dip it in the sperm they had collected, and shove that metal rod up her vagina to deliver that sperm to forcefully get that cow or buffalo pregnant. Now, which word would you use to describe anally fisting someone without consent, shoving a metal rod in their vagina without permission, with the intention to forcefully get them pregnant?
Rape.
You'll call it rape, right? From the victim's perspective, that's the cow, that's the buffalo. Do you think it would be painful?
Yes, it will be.
Would you call it torturous?
Yes, it is.
Would you say it is traumatizing?
Yes, it is.
Would you call it womb abuse?
Yeah.
Sexual assault?
Ah,
Female body's objectification?
yes.
Reducing her to a baby making machine?
Yes.
So, would you want to be in her place?
I don't want that only to be in
Yeah.
that situation.
Why not?
See, by listening only, it's so irritating. It's so bad.
Hmm?
So the thing that is going through this, it's not really good.
You wouldn't want to be in the cow's
No.
place. Can you think of anyone else who deserves to be in that place?
No,
No one, right?
No one.
Not even this animal?
not even that animal.
So why is she in that place then?
Because of us humans.
Yeah. But why specifically? What do we get from
We-
them that we put them in this place?
See, we are into all commercial. We just
Sure.
want money for everything.
Yeah.
So that is making humans such cruel person.
Okay. So,
Cruel human.
so you mentioned about money, but what is this dairy farmer selling?
Sorry.
What is this dairy farmer selling from the cows, from the buffaloes?
Milk
Milk and milk products, right? And who is the one buying?
as
Do you think they are doing it just for the sake of it or because there is a demand for it?
there is a demand for that.
Yeah. So would it be fair to say that this problem exists because of we as consumers demand for it?
Yes.
Do you demand for it?
Yes.
Right? Now let me turn the tables. Instead of placing you in the victim's position, I place you behind the victim, behind the cow, behind the buffalo, where you had to anally fist the cow or shove a metal rod in her vagina to get her pregnant so that you can have milk. Would you do it yourself?
No.
Why not?
See, after hearing this, I seriously don't want that.
Okay. Would you pay someone else to do it for you, Karuna?
No.
Do you think you are paying someone else to do it for you?
Yeah, indirectly we are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think you are part of this problem?
Yeah, even
Right? Now, let's just assume that if the animals reproduce naturally, would it then be okay to take their milk?
Yeah, that was okay.
Okay. Now let me tell you what happens. Once the baby is born, there's a 50-50 chance the baby is going to be male or female, right? Do you think a male baby is of any use for a dairy farmer?
For no, not for dairy farming.
Yeah? Because the male would never grow up to give birth, they will never produce milk. So it's not profitable to keep the male babies, right? So what would happen to them?
They'll use them for the farming and all.
Well, not every dairy farmer has a farm, but some of them are put for farming, which we already discussed was cruel. But what otherwise happens is they are sold off to slaughterhouse. 7-day-old babies are slaughtered for their flesh, for their skin, to turn into soft leather. Okay. Or sometimes when you cannot sell them off to slaughterhouse, you abandon them on the roads. And what would happen if they are abandoned on the roads without their mothers?
See, that will be small baby. It won't be knowing anything. First of all, the
Yeah.
animals will not be understanding what is happening around them, what they have to do, what is
Yeah.
the thing. And if it is not even with their mother or something,
Yeah.
that will be really.
More than that, do you think they would have any source of food?
No, they won't be having source of food also.
They'll die of starvation?
Yes.
Yeah? And then we take this milk, taking someone else's birthright.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it the birthright of that baby to drink that milk?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah? Was it ever ours to take?
No.
So even if the animals were reproducing naturally, even if this baby was not getting killed, do you think you deserve that milk?
If the baby wasn't.
No matter what happens to the baby,
Huh.
do you think you deserve a cow's milk?
No.
No, right? Why does she produce the milk?
To give for her baby.
Yeah? Not for us, right? Male cows were already out of the story. It's only the female babies remaining, right? How many times do you think a newborn baby needs to drink milk every single day?
Maybe thrice,
Can you guess higher?
6 times,
Can you guess higher?
12 times.
It's 12 to 15 times a day. That's not just true of humans or dogs or cats or pigs, but for every single mammal baby, they require milk every 2 hours of the day. They drink a little bit of milk, they go back, they sleep, they digest the milk, they wake up and they drink again. The cycle happens over and over and over again. Yeah? If this was happening, do you think there would be any milk left for us to take?
No, it wouldn't be.
No, right? So how are we getting so much amount of milk?
So they are not allowing the baby to be with the mother.
Precisely.
That's-
We tie them away.
Yes.
We only let the baby have milk twice a day
Oh my God.
instead of the 12 times they deserve. How much do you think that the baby deserves of the milk? How much % of the milk does the baby deserve?
It's actually her mother's. So it deserves 100%.
Precisely, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that when we take the milk from the cow or a buffalo, we are stealing from them?
Yes, we are.
Or is it okay to say that, hey, I looked after that cow, that's why I have a right to their milk? Does not sound fair, right?
Nope.
And let's be honest, why do we look after cows? Only to get the milk.
Yes.
What happens when the cow does not produce milk? These mothers won't always produce milk, right? Once the baby is old, they also stop producing
Yes.
milk. So what would a dairy farmer do?
They would just use them for flesh. Or
Not
this-
immediately.
Huh.
They can impregnate her again.
Oh.
Yeah. This cycle of us raping them getting pregnant, we stealing their milk, it happens over and over and over again. After 4, 5, 6 pregnancies, complete exploitation of the female reproductive system, what happens is she cannot produce enough milk to be profitable. Her body has given up. Do you think those many number of pregnancies is good for anyone?
No, it's not.
That is when they sell them off to slaughterhouses. Yeah? Now in this whole process, do you think anything right was happening?
It wasn't.
Everything that was happening was immoral?
Yes, it was.
Do you think that there is a problem which exists in this system?
The problem is us.
Yeah? Our demands?
Yes.
Do you think you are part of that problem?
Yes.
Do you want to continue being part of that problem?
No.
So Karuna, tell me, what do you think you can do to not be part of this problem anymore?
Maybe we'll be knowing some people who naturally leave the animals to produce
Sure.
milks and give.
Sure.
So we can go to them and take
Yeah.
milk. If we
Do you
can-
think in that case also it would be stealing?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. No matter what you do, it would be stealing?
Yes.
Do you think stealing goes well with your values or you are against stealing?
No, I am against it.
Yeah. So that solution is still coming from stealing, from the animal. Do you think that's okay? So how else can we fix this problem from your side? I will remind you again, this problem exists because we as consumers
Demanding.
demand for milk products. So what do you think you can do to address the root of this problem?
So maybe we can reduce.
Okay. So when you reduce consuming milk, why do you think you would want to reduce consumption of milk?
So we can't say a person, you know, you shouldn't drink milk, you shouldn't drink anything with milk.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter, but at least-
I'll rephrase that. Would you tell other people not to rape?
Yeah.
Would you tell other people not to steal?
Yes.
But when it happens to cows, you would say, just reduce the amount of raping, just reduce the amount of stealing. This is how it sounds like, right?
I get that.
Do you think reducing would solve the problem or
No,
stopping
it
it would solve?
Stopping it would.
Yeah. Do you think it is important for you to stop that from happening?
Yes.
Do you think you have the power to stop consuming these things?
Yes.
Do you think it is important for you to acknowledge that power and to use that power?
It is. I can.
So have you ever heard of, it's not about can you or can you not, will you or will you not?
I will.
Yeah? Have you ever heard about the word vegan before? What do you think veganism means?
Like consuming only the milk products, cow products.
No, that would be vegetarian. I'm talking about vegan. What does veganism mean?
Who eats only paneer or.
Paneer is also coming from milk only, right? So I'll tell you, unlike non-veg and veg, vegan is not a diet. If you focus on the whole conversation that we had, we spoke about enslaving animals for entertainment, for transportation, for animal testing, for fashion, for food. We discussed all of these things. Animal cruelty does not just happen for food, right?
Yes.
It transcends food. Yes, most of the places where animals are abused is in the name of food,
Yes.
but it's not exclusive to food. What veganism means is not to harm, exploit, or abuse an animal, right?
Yeah.
These are the principles I think we all grew up with,
Yes.
not to harm others.
Yes.
Do you still hold those values?
In most of the places.
Yeah. Do you think so? To be consistent with your values, you need to stop taking from animals?
Yes.
Do you think it is important for you to go vegan?
Yes.
Would you go vegan?
I would.
Yeah. And how
I will.
soon?
Very soon.
Yeah. Not today?
From today.
Yeah. Because the reason I ask about today, imagine I asked you to swap places with the cow or the goat or the hen. If you were in their place and someone was oppressing you, how soon would you want that person to stop oppressing you? How would
Right at that moment.
in that moment, right? So please don't do something to others when you cannot even take it your own self.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
If you were in that position, you would want them to stop immediately.
Yes.
So the equation is very simple.
I
When
get
it
that.
is them, you also take it as
Right,
seriously
that
as
moment.
you would want them to take it, right? Do you think it would be difficult for you to go vegan?
No, it won't be.
Okay. Do you have any questions about this?
It's no questions, anything.
Yeah.
I got what you were saying and all.
Yeah.
It's really a good thing that what you are doing.
Yeah. But please
I
make sure
appreciate
that,
it. Yeah.
thanks for appreciating, but please make sure this is not about me. This is about the victims.
I get that.
Please make sure that you understand this is not just a conversation, this is a very serious matter of animal rights.
Yes.
Every single minute that you choose not to be vegan, an animal is being exploited and you are responsible for that.
I
Right?
get that.
And if that goes against your value, you have to either change your values or your actions.
Yes.
What do you think is more important to change?
Change my actions.
Right? So please make sure you do it.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
So while there are many injustices in the world, there's a reason why I'm doing this more than others. It is not that I only talk about animal rights. There are many other forms of injustices which I speak up against on a regular basis. But unlike every other form of injustice, over here, animals, they're not voiceless. They have their voice. They scream in pain when we kill them, when we torture them, when we rape them, when we murder them. Only thing is, humans either choose not to listen to that or do it anyway. In other forms of injustices, victims can at least speak up against it. Over here, we would be the only voice these animals would have. And unlike any other form of injustice, every child when they grew up, they never liked hurting any animal. But what happens as the years go by, because of the social conditioning, because of the environment, they forget that the animals can also feel pain. They just do what the society has been doing. So it becomes important to uncondition them from that, to make them realize it goes against their ethics to be cruel towards animals. And that's why I dedicate most of my time speaking out against animal cruelty.
Collar in the head, mixed with lactate. Kandubudiya mudiyadena submicroscopic.